Hello everyone, welcome to Never United. It is the podcast where you've got a Liverpool fan and a Man United fan. And this week...
So I couldn't believe I was seeing...
two lads launched him into the seats. All of a sudden we've got a title on our hands. It's the best atmosphere I've been to in a game. I am the cat that got the cream.
You're always the cat that got the cream.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Think about it. How many times do United win and Liverpool drop points?
I don't want a beer.
Liverpool drop points. Man United won. Derby Day victory for United, and the atmosphere was rocking. It's the best I've seen Old Trafford that I've ever been to.
You just deserved it, start to finish.
It's the best performance I've ever seen live. Ever.
Yeah, I get that. Especially after every single United fan that I know, both online and in person, didn't fancy it.
Well, I said to you last week, I said there is absolutely no chance that we go and win that game. And even to the point where I was trying to convince Vince to come with me to the game. And he was like, nah, I'm not going to that. We're going to lose.
Before we go any further, can I just say, we had a featured trade that was for both teams to score. On no planet did I think it was going to be because City failed to score.
Same. Yeah, I thought it was going to be 3-4-0.
How mental is that?
It was mad. But a couple of performances I just want to highlight. Obviously, watching the game and being there live is sometimes different. You pick up on certain things. As you know, you go to a lot of games.
You do. You see a lot of different things compared to when you watch on TV.
Yeah. There, honestly, Dallo was getting some heat. It was borderline abuse. There was a guy behind me who called him a Portuguese cunt. There were some really rowdy characters in and around that were really getting on Dallo's back, but he came through it. I wasn't particularly impressed by him, but the rest of the team, my word. Bruno Fernandes. Is he the best player to play in the Premier League to never touch a title or get close?
He's got to be up there.
He's got to be.
Yeah.
He's, according to FootMob, currently the top-rated player in the Premier League.
Don't want to be him.
You just say it.
I would, if I want to put my bias, bring you back down to earth on it, I cannot stand, well, I love it, but I wouldn't be able to stand it from a United point of view. In the bigger picture, that whenever you change a manager, these players all of a sudden become world beaters.
Bruno's not one of them. Bruno is there, no matter the occasion, the manager, what's going on with the club, Bruno is there every single game. It's almost done to death now from United fans because we're trying to drill it into every other football fan just how good Bruno Fernandes is. And it feels like we can't portray it enough and get across. And I also hope Bruno sees that as well, because when you do become that type of player for a club, especially when the club's not doing well, you need to get the praise, because a lot of times he's going off to a loss or a disappointing performance and there's boos, or maybe there's a lot of online heat. He never deserves it, ever. And his performance against City, some of the passes, left foot, right foot, first time when the ball's on his back foot, picking out a player at the back post, it was a dream to watch. And Man United were fantastic. Ballon d'Or. I said, the boys behind me that were rowdy, to the point where all I saw was spit coming over the top of my head. I said to them, Ballon d'Or, and he scored, and we were just, especially when it's Derby Day.
Everyone's up for it.
Just everyone hugging, the crowd, everything, and it felt like the players played into the crowd and the crowd played into the players. It was brilliant.
There is no question about it that you have to have a fan base that's up for it. And maybe we'll get onto it. I don't really want to, but chalk and cheese with Liverpool Burnley, flat as anything.
That's the problem. When an atmosphere is flat, even with a game like Burnley, how can the players? Burnley are up for that. They're going to Anfield. It's a massive game for them.
It goes hand in hand because you have to give the crowd something to be excited about.
Yeah.
So I was saying it came at the perfect time for you. In hindsight, it's an easy thing to say.
Yeah.
That City game was the perfect game because you're all going to be up for it. Whether you think it's going to be a 5-0 drum in or you might nick a draw or whatever. As soon as you walk through that turnstile into that ground, your mindset changes and it becomes, this is big now. We've got to get behind them. On the contrary, we've got Burnley, and I don't care what anyone says, the Anfield myth, the atmosphere and all that sort of stuff. If that was a United, City, we saw it against Real Madrid, all of a sudden you get up for it. It's so hard. Burnley, 3:00. It's so hard to get up for it. You should be. There's no excuse. You should be up for it. But
the teams that get up for it every game are the ones that win the title or do well in the league. And if you do drop off a bit, we've said before how the level of quality in the Premier League now, it's 1% difference. If you're not on it, you're not getting 3 points. Not just Dorgu, by the way. I think every United player, like I said, on the pitch deserves a lot of credit. And Burmo's massive to have back for us. The finish was cold. Ahmad just constantly being direct, running at fullbacks. That is something that United it's our DNA. It is in us to have wingers that are direct, that go at fullbacks, that don't give them a minute's peace. And particularly on the counter-attack when United broke, we were breaking in numbers, and that was so nice to see. It just felt like Man United.
The fact that you had the ball in the net
5 times.
74 times.
The irony, because obviously City fans sing their little song, it should have been 10, it should have been 5. And they got off lightly with 2-0.
So I couldn't believe that I was seeing Fernandes, Dorgu and someone else just rondoing in the middle of the pitch.
Cunha, Bruno, Shaw, Cunha.
Or whoever it was, yeah.
It was beautiful. Do you know what's funny about that? In the week, I saw a tweet, and it was someone like a United insider saying, in training, Carrick's reintroduced rondos. And it was like one of those, like, they're just like laughing at us. And then we go and boss City at the weekend.
I can't believe that any professional football club
doesn't.
That's mental to me.
First touch is everything.
And you have to play your way out of so many situations. And not to take anything away from United, this is more of a generalised thing, which we saw in the Sunday 2 games. Football can be so drab. It is so possession-based now, just keeping the ball and hoping that the opponent makes a mistake, whether it's pressing or a gap opens up and then you try and exploit that. So tight, intricate passing is so key. I can't believe that the thing that might turn your season around is reintroduced.
But look, there is no doubt there's quality in the club. There's no doubt we've got players who are underperforming who should be at a higher level. The problem with this game is we go into Arsenal next week and my stupid little United brain goes, we can win that. Arsenal away, we can't win that. But my brain goes, we're going to win that. There was something about it, and obviously one of the best things, I don't know if people picked up or saw during the game, was Casemiro jumping on Carrick's back. Casemiro was incredible. He was fantastic. And I don't care what people say, legs gone, all this absolute nonsense about a player who deserves so much more respect. Casemiro, since the day he came into Manchester United, has given everything. He connected with the club. He connected with the fans. He's given it 110%. He hasn't let his levels drop. He asked Amorim, what do I need to do to be in your team? He's asked managers, what do I need to do to get in your starting 11? And he's gone and done it. And this season, he's been brilliant this season. And again, United haven't been great. And I think he is almost the scapegoat for a lot of performances because the midfield it tends to be a problem. It's because our system didn't suit the midfielders. Same under Ten Hag, same under Amorim. It felt like Kobe, Bruno, Casemiro felt like a proper midfield, and it worked. I thought it was brilliant.
It's brilliant for now, but you do need to start putting the feelers out there for replacements.
Yeah, when a midfielder's sort of early 30s, obviously we need a midfielder who's got legs, who can run. But it was nice to see Kobe back in there. And Kobe just brings that calmness into midfield. You give him a ball in a tight situation, you don't feel like he's going to lose it. And he's progressive at the same time. He's not negative. Pass it back if he needs to. But if there's an option to pass forward, he's zipping that in. Or he'll run with it. And again, counter-attacking football, it was brilliant to see. Every time we had the chance to attack, it was direct. And that is what Man United is. I was absolutely buzzing. It's like I said, it's the best atmosphere I've been to in a game. It was the best performance I've seen from Manchester United in my life. from going to any game. I've not seen a performance that good. And I was just overall come away from it just so positive, absolutely beaming. If you'd have been fuming just looking at me coming out of that ground, because I was like the cat that got the cream times 100.
It's what it's all about, though, mate. I can sit here and get annoyed about it, and I would die for that feeling, even if it's only one game and it all comes crashing back next week. I'd die for that at the moment.
Yeah.
Last season, when we were going into games and coming out with a result, and I'd be at an away ground and you come out and the drive back, 4-hour drive back, you'd think, oh yeah, this is my week set up. Even if it was, against Bournemouth, we win 2-0 and it looks like a decent performance this weekend, or Marseille even, I get it. I don't want to see United fans happy. I do find it slightly comedic that we're still somehow a point above when we shouldn't be. But it's what football's all about, mate. It's like you've got to enjoy the moments.
And it's the people there with you at the time. 100%. It's like, watching the game with people who, like, the amount of times me and you'll watch a United game or a Liverpool game, you're with the opposition there. You don't want to be in that situation. When you're in the ground or when you're with your mates who support the same team, it's different. I walked out of the stadium, I left it a couple of minutes to let the players go round, and I wanted to see different reactions. And where I was situated coming up the stairs, a couple of things happened to me, which is, I wouldn't have told you. First of all, coming down the stairs was Liam Bradford, the commentator for MUTV, and it was one of those where you get stuck on the stairs, and you got stuck by me, and it was just like fist bump, come on with each other, and I was still feeling that. Then Guy Mowbray comes down, who was commentating on the game, and he gets stuck by me, and I said to him, how was that? And he was absolutely amazing. Even neutrals are going absolutely amazing. You could see it on his face. And then coming down the stairs just towards the end was one of the City technical coaches. So the City team, the coaches, a lot of them will sit a little bit higher in the stadium to watch the game. One of them's coming down, young Spanish bloke, and two of the rowdiest lads were in front of me, and they were giving it him. And he was by himself. There was probably about 4 or 5 of them, but 2 really rowdy lads were giving it him in his face, and he tried to move past them and accidentally nudged into one of them. That sent him. The 2 lads launched him into the seats. It was punches through, everything was about to happen. And I was watching it, and then more the United fans started getting around him on this one City coach. And I was like, I can't sit here and watch that. I felt really bad, because he's got no choice. He had to walk through there. So being the peacemaker, I went over and I split it up, and I fully aware that I could get a crack. And that the guy was just on it. The City coach was ready to go. He was going to fight all of them. I had to pull him away, guide him down the other stairs. He's like, you see what they did to me? You see what they did? Turn around, those lads who were absolutely ready to go, all hey, all happy, because the result went our way.
The only thing, and this isn't just United fans, it's football fans in general, maybe it's because I'm old and boring and cranky, I cannot get behind violence.
Same.
Because someone supports or works for a different club. I don't mind giving them a bit of verbal, and the whole
a little bit of banter,
and it can be a bit more. I don't mind just verbal going back and forth. You get physical,
come on, putting your hands on someone.
We're both diehards, and Everton, United.
You ain't gonna fight. I
can't pick up a fight with someone over a football match.
No, same.
And I get that anger. I want to smack you sometimes. But it never goes further than just being angry.
It wouldn't be physical, and I would never. The amount of times I've been to games where someone's throwing punches, and it's that's, and especially when your team's just won. I was thinking those blokes there. Obviously CCTVs. There was no stewards, by the way, and no one protecting this City coach coming down those stairs.
Would love that at Anfield.
But these boys. That would have been them done for Old Trafford. They're not coming to another game if that doesn't get split up at that moment.
It's so dumb. Just
absolute madness.
Because and they won't even know who he is. They'll just see a badge.
He was in this full City gear. He had his iPad, and that Yeah, and I felt really sorry for that guy at the time, and he was rightly fuming, but he got launched into some seats. Like,
You see
bless
what
him.
they did?
Yeah, you see what they did. You see what they did. I said, yeah.
Spanish accent,
I was
is
trying to say to him, I was like, yeah, but what you did was accidentally nudged into him. They thought you were pushing him, and he was locked onto him, still staring at him. I was like, mate, come with me, go down here. Like, I had to guide him to a different
You're trying
exit.
to get a job as a city.
I just wanted people to be. I wanted to peace, mate. Yeah, and it was great, and I had a really cool seat, which I've never done at Old Trafford, where I've sat pitch side. Have you done it at Anfield?
I don't like it.
It's difficult, especially with Old Trafford, where it goes down, and you're literally, my eye level is the pitch. But you do see a lot of cool things, and a lot of people come through your gate and stuff like that.
In terms of being that close to the action, if there's, wingers against defenders right in front of you, brilliant.
And you also realise, I mean, watching Semenyo, you realise how much of a giant that man is.
Really?
He's huge, yeah.
You see, on the TV, you have him down as a tricky winger.
Yeah.
Slight and...
He's a big boy, yeah. Do you know who isn't a big boy? Who I got in really early. I was sat there and I was just on my phone. I was trying to get a bet on. And I looked up and a guy was in front of me, just standing on the stairs waiting. And I was like, I looked back at my phone. I looked back at him. It was Freddie Ljungberg. Just stood there.
Why?
In like a flat cap, just going. And just as I was like, I could get a photo with Freddie Ljungberg, and he just walked off.
Is he tiny?
Yeah, small man, very small man.
Yeah, I'd have that, to be fair. I'd have Freddie Ljungberg being small.
He's a small dude. Talking of small dudes, great transition. Have you seen what's going in back and forth on social media at the moment between Scholes and Martinez? You saw the quotes from Scholes and Butt, I'm assuming, before the game, saying that Martinez would be dragged around and all this, and it was disrespectful. Scholes has responded to Martinez because Martinez came out after the game and basically said, if you want to meet me face to face, come to my house.
Butcher.
And I was like, right, we don't need this at the club right now. We need positivity. But Scholes and Butt started it, so fair enough. Also, Nicky Butt is a little bit tasty, so maybe that's why he's going after Scholes rather than Butt. But Scholes then responded on Instagram. I'll read you what he put. He said, someone's had a good game. Was really happy for you. Tea, no sugar, please. And he's tagged him. I thought,
why am I on Scholes' side?
yeah, but I'm not, and United fans aren't.
No, of course you
Because
wouldn't. You don't pull out.
It's crossed the line, mate.
Yeah.
And Lissandro Martinez, of all the players to go at, Lissandro Martinez gives everything. And in terms of standards and ability, he's at the United standard and the ability. So to go at him, and the comments were made by Butt and Scholes about him so unnecessarily, talking about a player that he's going to get dragged. Lissandro Martinez won 100% of his aerial duels during the Manchester derby. He won 100% of his ground duels. If there is anything to motivate a player, maybe that's it. Because he definitely had a point to prove, Martinez.
Your Manchester United need to get a embargo on any ex-Manchester United player talking about Man United.
It's getting bad.
They're all chipping in, and they're all throwing their weight about, and it's we won 12, I won 13 Premier League titles, we played under the best manager. It just needs to stop. Don't get me wrong. Anyone that winds Lissandro Martinez up is a saint in my book. But why are they doing that before a Manchester derby? Those two, amongst a core group of maybe 20, 25 players, know more than anyone what that means. They're Manchester born in an era where they ruled the roost in the Manchester derbies.
Yeah.
You don't need to be throwing shade on your own players. And as far as I'm aware, they're still big Man United fans. So
massive, yeah.
It's not as if they've really, like Roy Keane's really fallen out with the Fergie sort of thing. And,
Roy Keane's not a United fan.
So you can understand him having a bit. I saw another clip. Why is it with Scholes and Butt as well? They were talking about potential managers coming in and things like that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And just immediately go, no.
Yeah.
No, not for me.
But they were saying yes to their mates and stuff like that. And I mean, Keane maybe overstepped the mark. He's got a history with Carrick and his wife or whatever happened. But even he She called him an idiot or something like that, and he chirped back on the overlap the other week. It's all drama. It's unnecessary. It doesn't need to be had. But I think positives that I want to take away from that game is it looked like we were a proper team. Looked like a proper team, and under Carrick, however long it lasts, if this lasts till the end of the season, then it falls apart. I'll take it because I'm just desperate for that little bit of joy, and it's one of those things. We've got the Liverpool game, which have you got tickets? Hopefully, I've secured my ticket by next week. But I think it's until the end of the season. If we lost a lot of games, if we beat you in that game, and Carrick's in charge, and he manages a Derby Day win, and we beat Liverpool, I'm happy. As far as I'm concerned.
And right now, as much as I want to be optimistic, there is a long time. It's April, isn't it? March, April? No, it's May.
May, yeah. It's one of the last games.
There's a long time between now and then. Who knows? It may be the deciding factor of who gets Champions League football and the other one doesn't. There's a long time.
Could be a title decider if you asked us 3 weeks ago.
But right now, you've just got to. Sometimes you've just got to let you have the moment, because there's no way, other than looking like a deluded, bitter idiot. There's no way that I could be. Well, you need to calm down because of this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I've seen this from you in particular a million times in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
And it hasn't always gone.
I go hard and I go fast, mate.
But what is the point in not?
Yeah.
What's the point in not? Imagine. So we've like our fans, like we'll win a game and they'll be moaning. We'll draw a game, they'll be moaning. Lose a game and they're just moaning more than they were when we win or draw. What is the point when you win a game if you can't come out of that?
Yeah, 100%.
Go in. All right. Well, this might be turning around now. We might just go on a little run.
It's a hope that you do it for, and it's the hope that kills you.
The lows are what make the highs so much better.
And that is why I think for United fans, particularly at the moment, we're in a position where that next title will be something else. It will be something else. Because you think the atmosphere is good at the moment when we're playing Man City for a dead rubber because we're not going to finish anywhere near the top. I mean, imagine we're going for a title and we're playing City at home and we beat them.
I get it. We had it last season. We had it.
Yeah,
we had it
for
last
sure.
season. You know, some of those games, the Tottenham game in particular, which is obvious. Maybe Wembley when we beat Chelsea in the last minute when we shouldn't have, we had no right to, and a couple of Real Madrid games and things. I haven't had an atmosphere like that where everyone is just so up for it because, you know, it means something so much more. It was finally getting over the line. So I can see it. Your home fans, when they're on it, are brilliant. Our home fans, when we're on it, are brilliant. It's those dreary non-top six or non-derby games where it's difficult.
Where teams do come to part the bus and you've got to break them down. It's hard to get the atmosphere going.
But it's, in my opinion, the two best grounds in the league for when the fans are 100% on it. There is no other atmosphere like it.
Yeah.
And so if you do get to the point where you're, oh God, I feel sick saying it, do you get to the point where you're challenging for a title, it will be a horrible place to go.
That roar as Mbermo's running through and Bruno's got the ball, that is something that I think you can't replicate at any other ground. And I know Anfield will be great, but you got 70,000 people, all seats clacking, and the roar as he's going through. And then the jubilation. I mean, I celebrated, by the way, 3 goals like they were real goals, and they were clearly offside. I mean, I had to have people tell me, "Offside, mate, what you on about?" I'm still fucking screaming. But yeah, it's what we live for. Liverpool versus Bournemouth
this week.
Here. Yeah, that's our preview.
Away, yeah.
You've got the 5:30 on Saturday. We've got the 4:30 on Sunday against Arsenal. How's it going to go for you?
It's a lottery at the moment.
Bournemouth have just lost, 3-4 of their best players in the last 6 months.
It's ironically, the 1-1 v Burnley is arguably the best I've seen us play in months for long periods of time.
I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans say that online.
Conceded 1 shot on target. It went in. It was completely against the run of play.
Good finish, mind.
Brilliant finish. I think Alisson could have done better personally. The defending was absolutely shocking, but this is what's happened to us. It's one lapse in concentration. They get a goal, and all of a sudden it's backs to the wall. If we play like we did the first 45 to 60 minutes, then we'll have a real good chance of coming away with 3 points. I'm not ever going to say I'm happy with a draw, but an away game,
You're almost on that unbeaten run where you don't want to lose the momentum of it.
I just don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. I don't like the feeling of losing, obviously. I don't like...
Would you take a draw if we won?
No, I don't. Genuinely, your results right now mean a lot less to me.
Really?
Just because it's almost like worry about ourselves rather than anyone else. There's too much wrong with what's happening with our own performances to even be thinking about everyone else around us.
If United sack a manager in the season that you're defending the title and we finish above you, that's big.
Maybe when we get into February, March, I might have a different opinion of it.
I think personally, by that point, maybe March, April, there will be a gap. That's
one way or another.
But I think you'll be ahead. But I want to get on this bus of, Carrick is now God. I just know our players.
And you've seen it so many times before.
I do know our players, and United fans won't be fooled by that at the weekend. We know it was great, and we're all buzzing.
You beat Arsenal, that changes though. You beat Arsenal.
I tell you, we beat Arsenal. All of a sudden, we've got a title on our hands. I've already seen someone say if we beat Arsenal, we're 12 points off.
If you beat them and we beat Bournemouth, we're 11 points away.
All of a sudden, United Liverpool title race.
This will be one of the only times I ever say it. I won't mind you winning against Arsenal.
You don't want to see them win the league.
No.
What is your problem with Arsenal fans?
I just can't.
They can't stand you, Arsenal fans.
Good.
I'd never go to the Emirates if I was you.
Good. I'll go where I want. Ty, Robbie,
the comments have been
DT,
brutal. The last
Bevo.
The last chomp. Yeah, Bevo keeps getting in our chomps. The last chomp video that we did last week, we said it was going to be a good one. The comments were as brutal as I've ever seen.
I haven't actually looked.
You won't see them. I had to delete them. There were death threats.
It wasn't even my chomp.
I think you got carried away.
It's because I hate him.
You hate Arsenal so much. You got so carried away. You took over Vince. Vince was sat there like, yeah, I think they're bad. Like you were like, it's their DNA.
So I hate Manchester United more as a club and the fans more than anyone else. That's a given. You brought up like it. I wasn't born in Liverpool. The Everton hatred isn't there as much for me. For some reason, I despise Chelsea, but I think that's just because of the type of club they are in general. Money coming in early, the whole racism incidents and all that sort of stuff. And we had a bit of a to and fro with them in Champions League 2005, 2007-ish. I used to really like Arsenal as a team. I used to like watching Henry and things like they were prime Barclays for me. AFTV and all the minions, they just killed it for me because
they've changed the look of the club from the outside world. Worldwide.
There is a mutual respect for me for proper Man United fans and and like our fan base. There's a lot of similarities in there. You take away the anger and the hatred as two football
working class,
right? But also that sort of us against the world and what's your thing? Hated, adored, never ignored, that sort of thing. I think that actually works for both teams. I wouldn't like to coin that statement for us, of course not, but it does. That sentiment works for both teams. Arsenal, I've said it a million times. They just, and they'll never know it. They'll never know it because they're in their echo chamber of London and whatever. They'll never know it and they'll never understand it. And I wouldn't expect them to, in the same way that they would think that I wouldn't understand things about them. But having seen Man United fans, spent a lot of time with them, spent a lot of time obviously with Scousers and Liverpool fans in general, there is no doubt in my mind, and they'll come at me again like they always do, it doesn't mean as much to, take me and you out of the equation, it doesn't mean as much to London-based Arsenal fans as it would to Liverpudlian Liverpool fans or Manc-born Manchester United fans. Winning that league, winning that game, winning that trophy, getting it.
But it's hard to say. I mean, I'm a United fan. You're a Liverpool fan. It's hard for us to say that because we're not in that world, and there's plenty of Arsenal fans that will watch this title potentially happen and it will be their life.
It
Their
will,
life.
And what I'll say is, I cannot see. I reckon when we won that league, and when I turned around, I saw more than 80% of people in tears, floods of tears, hugging their mates. All I can imagine when Arsenal do it is how quickly can I post the footage of me being at the game.
Standing up for Arsenal, which I feel like I do a lot these days. The culture of the club, forget the fans, the culture of the club is impeccable. Everything they do in terms of bringing academy players through, they're fantastic with it.
Supporting rapists.
Their history is fantastic. Moving on, their history is fantastic in terms of the league, what they created. They changed the face of the Premier League. Arsene Wenger, the coaching, the different players that they were bringing abroad, really focus on foreign players and introducing them into our game as well. We got to see so many great players as a result of what Arsenal did. So in standing up for Arsenal, I say what they've done for the Premier League is fantastic. What they did, they've still got the only invincible season that's ever happened in the Premier League. I don't want to hear your rebuttal about that.
I will.
They changed the landscape of the Premier League. The reason why the Premier League is such a successful product now is because Arsenal decided to bring a lot of foreign players. I know Eric Cantona was there and there were different players. Di Canio came in and you had all these personalities. But what Arsenal were doing was really showing that a lot of foreign-born players, a lot of French players coming in, you can really succeed in the Premier League and, you know, it can be a place like home for you. And I think Arsene Wenger bred that
I've
really
got no
well.
problem with 1992 to 2004 Arsenal. I've got no problem with that. It's this modern day Arsenal. They've lost for me. When I go to Anfield, I've been to Old Trafford on away days and things, and the people around the stadium and things. Been to Newcastle, it's very similar there. You go to these London clubs and it's not life and death on that day, on that moment. Been around the Emirates and they all can't wait to find the person that's recording to go over to them. Like it's just so weird, so commercial.
I'd say that is pretty good point you're making, because it's like you watch someone like Ginge, who's now one of the most famous United fans. He's got to be, walks through unbothered. I mean, I walked past him and Jakey recording. No United fans are going over.
No.
The big cameras there. They're all recording. No United
You're there
fans
for
are
the
going
football.
over.
You're not there for you're not there for the event and the spectacle. You're there to watch that football match, hope that your team win, and if they do, you're going to celebrate it like mad. If you don't, you're going to come away from there feeling depressed.
Yeah,
it's so theatrical and comical. Like I said, I've got absolutely no problem with history of Arsenal. I take a mick because they've never won a European Cup, which for me is it's a massive thing, mate. You can't claim to be this huge club.
I think Chelsea are a bigger club.
No doubt, they've won 2 Champions League titles. Is it 2 or 3?
2.
2. You can't have been established as a football club for that long and claim to be this massive team. They've got a ridiculously good stadium. Never won a Champions League. You can't have that. And just quickly on that, go and look at Liverpool's form in the last 17 games. Then go and compare that with the Arsenal Invincibles form. You wouldn't notice the difference. Draw, win, draw, win, draw, win. You know, they've won the league.
Are you saying that Liverpool's current team is as good as Arsenal's Invincibles?
No, I won't go that far. You're all right, Arsenal. You're
Before we go off the Arsenal point, I think it's a nice little segue into a video I want to show you.
Cool.
And it's for us to react to. I don't know how this video goes. I've watched this guy and I'm assuming everything that he says here is wrong. He's comparing Bukayo Saka and Lamine Yamal. Have you seen this video going around? It's a good opportunity then to react to it.
Oh, I don't want to do this.
I'll try and keep the sound off the mics. Come in here with me. What does he mean by this season?
It's always this season with them. It's always, you see any of these reaction videos where it's like prime Barca or this season Arsenal.
Lamine Yamal is a better passer than Bukayo. I'm
is.
a massive fan of Bukayo Saka, but Jesus.
Both kind of this like them type of players, not really bliss
Saka's not a better dribbler than Lamine Yamal.
What Saka does when he dribbles is do the very, very basic winger things very, very well.
He's a very good dribbler.
Keep hold of the
Lamine
ball.
Yamal's an alien.
Right.
We're not talking the same stratosphere. Who's the better shooter?
Also, part of my, just quickly, keep this in or don't keep it in. Part of my annoyance with Arsenal fans is this type of yardy type accent that it just does not scream I know football. There's no articulation. There's no real amount
the
of
brev, the bruv, those sort of
blistering.
Get out, get out. Not interested.
I get that that's your native tongue. I don't want it. It's no disrespect to that part of the world or that part of the country, but show some insight.
Mate, it's North London, and
Don't
people,
just say key.
I've seen people
like a soundboard.
I've seen people say exactly that they used to say all this like these soundboard words, and they've gone, I'm being an idiot.
That is like someone that streams and is constantly saying chat, chat, chat.
Yeah. I think you just have to look at goals there. Open play goals, Lamine Yamal's going to score more at this point than Bukayo Saka, and I love Bukayo Saka. That was who's the better one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Forget what the categories are right now. He's not put Yamal.
He's currently got Saka 5-0. Who's the better defender? I would say Saka here, personally.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go Saka.
So
the only one that was actually Saka, he's given to Lamine Yamal.
But
amazing.
Also cannot say his name. I think that's why he's chosen Saka for all the others, because he realised that he can't say Lamine Yamal. Who's the better set piecer?
Neck and neck, gives it to Saka. He said both of them. I think that's where Arsenal fans do get a bad name. I see a lot of these videos. You see Connor doing a lot of stitches with the videos where they're reacting. A lot of them are Arsenal fans just glazing their players to a point where it's like, can anyone take your opinion seriously after that?
There's too many of them. That's their problem.
Yeah.
There's too many of them. You might have the odd Liverpool delusional fan that everyone knows, the Anfield agendas and some of those creators that don't know the club inside out. So the only way they get airtime and things is by being overly controversial, overly biased, overly deluded. Arsenal seem to have, it's every single one of them, and they believe it with their chest.
I do know some Arsenal fans that are decent fans, that are very realistic. I mean, I used to live with an Arsenal fan who's very level-headed.
But is he from North London?
Yeah, he's from Bracknell.
Right.
Which is north west.
A lot of the Arsenal fans that aren't from that like 10 miles outside of the Emirates or whatever tend to be all right.
He's not from London, but he's from that sort of, he's just
I would have £2.6 million on the fact that guy has not watched Lamine Yamal for a whole 90 minutes.
I probably agree with you. The thing that does my head in when people do these comparisons is the only time they've ever watched these players is in the Champions League. You watch them a one-off game because Barca are playing, I don't know, Inter, or you watch a big game. They don't watch them throughout the season.
Can you remember when Tom Garrett said he won't trust your football opinion unless you can do 10 kick-ups?
Yeah.
I don't think I could trust anyone's football opinion like genuinely unless they tell me, yeah, I'll watch the Championship on a Saturday morning, or I'll watch...
You think if they just watch the Premier League?
Just watch their own club.
I think that's a good one.
I think if you just watch your own club, I can't speak to you about football because you've got no diversity. You've got no
comparison.
we just sat and watched the African Cup of Nations. I get that that's a final and a lot of people will watch it. You and I have both watched group games between Zimbabwe and Tunisia.
Mate, I'll watch League Two.
So
I don't
watching
care.
the A-League at 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning.
It's not to say that all are, but I would probably agree with you that the fans that only watch their club have nothing to compare anything else to. Maybe that's why they're so biased.
This is what I mean.
And why they're so comfortable saying Saka is better than Lamine Yamal.
That guy, I don't know him. He might be a nice lad. Nothing against him. This general Arsenal fans. I would really, really assume that he is not the sort of fella that will go, oh, Lazio are playing Sassuolo tonight. I fancy that.
And it's not that you're a better person for watching those games. I mean, I'll sit there.
It doesn't mean you know more, but it means that
people wouldn't believe the amount of games that we end up watching and the obscurity of some of those games. But I would like to think that because we do watch a lot of those games and we do watch a lot of different leagues, that we have a better, well-rounded foundation for our opinions.
It's just the love of football, mate. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And that's why I struggle with Arsenal fans, is because it feels like...
Have to get an Arsenal dig right at the end.
No, it just feels like it's like they're just in their own bubble and it's like nothing else exists, which is great. If you're an Arsenal fan and you're in that and you're in the concourse and they're singing another stolen song from another fan base and they're all like getting low and then they've got their little drum and getting up and all this sort of stuff. To them, it'll feel like heaven. It'll feel like amazing. They probably think that they are the best ultras in Europe. When you watch so much other football and realise how many different types of cultures and things there are, I don't think if they just for a day put themselves in a different supporters group shoes, like a proper fan base, like a PSG, ultras horrible, Lazio, Napoli, came to a Liverpool game as a Liverpool fan, a United game as a United fan, I think they'd actually feel themselves like, oh God, this is a bit cringe.
I reckon when Arsenal fans turn up at Old Trafford and Anfield and when it's really rocking, they're a bit like, oh, we don't have this. I do think so. Let's finish. Guys, thanks for tuning in once again. We are on TikTok.
What's goalposts?
Alex Goalposts. We are on the go on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That was risky. On Goalposts, just search Goalposts. If you would be so kind to like the video that you've just watched, we really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to be back next week, next Monday and Wednesday, and every Monday and Wednesday for the rest of the season.
Subscribe. And do you know why you should subscribe? Because I love you.